What's up, everybody? It's your boy Steezy back at it with another YouTube video. Today's video is going to be another how-to. It's going to be how to feeble grind. Feeble is a fairly easy trick to learn. There's just a few things that you got to get down, and then once you figure those things out, you'll be feebling everything. First step to doing a feeble is finding a ledge that you're comfortable with. Here's my ledge. This is what I learned most of my grinds on here at my local. Yeah, you can do it pretty much anywhere, just as long as you're comfortable hopping on the ledge. That'll work. Once you found a spot that you're comfortable learning the grind on, just give it a few practice hops just to make sure that you can get onto the ledge. I'll do a few right now. Once you feel confident with your pop, you're ready to start jumping on the ledge. One way to practice for the grind itself, you can go to a curb and you can do a ghost feeble, and that's where you just kind of pick up your front tire onto the curb and you skirt on that, and that's kind of a similar motion to what you're going to be doing on the ledge. The only difference is on the ledge you're going to be grinding on the peg. So I'll give an example of that right now. Once you practice the ghost feeble and you're confident with your pop, you're ready to start trying the feeble grind. So I'll give a few goes right now. The feeble is the easiest and most comfortable grind in my opinion. I feel like I have the most bike control when I'm doing that. That's because of these few tips right here. So tip number one is keeping your bike as aligned as you can and straight when you're going on the ledge, because if you go farther in with your front tire, the back end kind of pokes out and then you'll slip out. And that's how I used to fall all the time. But as long as you keep your front tire and your back tire straight, you'll be fine. You'll stay on the ledge and you'll be able to pop off and do tricks and stuff out of it. So that's tip number one. So tip number two is to make sure that you're pinching your seat and your cranks when you're in the grind itself. I usually hug the side of my seat with my knee, and then my foot's snug up against the crank arm right here, and I even kind of rub the tail end of the bike with my heel. It's just more bike control, and it makes sure the bike is centered and under you when you're doing the grind. That's a good one. Same thing with your front foot. My knee's pinching my seat, and then my foot's really snug against the crank arm. That just helps control the bike. That's tip number two. Tip number three, when I'm in the grind itself, I stare at my stem. It just helps keep me focused on something and stay steady instead of just focus on something else and then slip out. Tip number three, focus on your stem. The feeble isn't too hard to do. It's just the few little things that I mentioned that really throw you off trying to learn it. It's either you'll slip out or you just aren't controlling it enough. And those few tips should help you with that. Once you get comfortable doing the feeble, you'll be able to use it in different grind combos and different tricks and stuff. I'll give a few examples of tricks you can do out of the feeble right now. It's my favorite thing to do when you're at the end of a grind combo. I go into a feeble and then I have a few tricks that I can do out of it. So I'll give you a few examples. Ho 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 ho! Alright, so that's going to do it for today's video, guys. That's the feeble grind. I know I took a short break off, but we're back filming videos. So sometime this week, I'll have another video posted. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be another video. If you found today's video helpful at all, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. The feeble is a fairly easy trick to get down, and once you get it, you could do it in street, you could do it at the park. It's an easy grind to do, and it was one of the first I learned, and it's one of my favorites to this day. With all that being said, it's your boy Steezy, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.